Right now, if someone asks you what time it is, you check your phone without even thinking about it. 10,000 years ago, that question wouldn't even make sense. There's no number on a wall, no app, not even a word for Tuesday. You don't know what year it is, what month it is, or what day of the week it is, and it has never once been a problem for you. So how do you know when to wake up, when to eat, when winter is coming, or how to find your way back home? Welcome back. You're still Thok, and today you're about to discover something strange. You've never owned a clock, a calendar, or a map, and somehow you're never lost. Let's start with the clock. Right now, the only clock you own is your own body. You wake up because the light at the cave entrance turns from black to gray, long before the sun actually rises. Your stomach growls at roughly the same point every single day, and that feeling is doing the exact job an alarm does for people in the future. In 1962, a French scientist named Michel Siffre decided to test this on himself. He spent 2 months living alone in a cave, with no light and no clock at all. When his team finally pulled him out, he guessed that 25 days had passed. The real number was 33. His body had been quietly stretching and shrinking each day the entire time, without him ever noticing. You're running on that exact same internal rhythm right now, except for you. The sun resets it every single morning. But your day isn't just light or dark. Look down at your own shadow for a second. In the morning, it stretches out long beside you, pointing toward the sunset. By midday, it shrinks until it's almost gone, hiding right under your feet. By evening, it stretches out again, pointing the opposite way toward the sunrise. A stick stuck upright in the ground does this same trick, splitting the whole day into sections long before anyone built a clock with hands or numbers. You don't even need the stick. Your own shadow has been doing that job for you every single day for free your entire life. Now, think bigger. Weeks, months, whole seasons. You don't have a calendar nailed to a wall, but you do have something hanging in the sky every single night, quietly counting for you, the moon. It grows, it shrinks, it disappears completely, and then it starts all over again, roughly every 29 nights. That's not a coincidence. The word month comes directly from the word moon. In a cave in southern Africa, archaeologists found a small bone with 29 notches carved carefully into one edge. Researchers believe someone, maybe someone a lot like you, carved one new line into that bone every single night the moon changed shape, just to keep count. That bone is now considered one of the oldest calendars ever discovered. Here's a strange one. If someone asked you right now how old you are, you'd answer instantly, without thinking. Out here, that number doesn't exist the way you think it does. Nobody wrote down the day you were born. Instead, the elders remember you by what was happening. The boy born the winter the big herd came through, or the girl born during the long, dry summer. Your age isn't a number sitting in a file somewhere. It's a story, tied to something everyone around you also remembers. It sounds strange, until you notice that you still remember your own life that way too, as the year I moved, or the summer everything changed, and not as a row of digits. Seasons move slower than days, but your senses are already tracking them, even when you're not trying. You notice which berries are ripening, which animals are getting fatter before winter, which birds have quietly vanished from the trees. In ancient Egypt, people watched the sky for one very specific moment. The star Sirius reappearing after months of being hidden. Every single year, that star showed up right before the Nile flooded and refilled the fields with rich, dark soil. The star wasn't just pretty to look at, it was the warning bell for the most important event of the entire year. You don't need a star that famous, you just need to notice the same pattern, year after year, and your memory quietly builds the calendar for you. Now for the big one. How do you find your way home without a map, a compass, or anything glowing in your pocket? Close your eyes for a second and picture every turn you took just to get to where you are right now. That picture forming in your head is basically what a map looked like before anyone ever drew one on paper. Some people pushed that mental map to a level that still amazes scientists today. In the Pacific, sailors known as Polynesian navigators crossed thousands of miles of open ocean using nothing but stars, waves, and birds. In 1976, a master navigator named Mau Piailug guided a canoe called the Hokulea over 2,000 miles from Hawaii to Tahiti without a single instrument. He could tell an island was near just by the way the waves bounced back off it, days before anyone could actually see land. These navigators used a trick called etak. Instead of tracking how far they had traveled, they imagined a reference island sliding backward beneath the stars behind them and used that imaginary motion to know exactly where they were, in the middle of open ocean with zero instruments. On the other side of the world, in Australia, some communities turned their maps into something you carry in your throat instead of your pocket: songs. These are called songlines, long chains of melody where each verse describes one landmark, one turn, one water source, one danger. Walk the land while singing the song in the right order, and you'll never get lost, because the entire route is built into the music itself. Some songlines cross through dozens of different language groups, and the melody and rhythm stay exactly the same the whole way, even when the words switch to a completely different language at each border. A traveler could follow the tune through land where they didn't understand a single spoken word and never miss a turn. So here's where you actually stand, Thok. No clock, but your own body wakes you up on time every single time, and your shadow tells you the hour for free. No calendar, but the moon, the stars, and your own memory of the year the herd came through have been quietly counting for you the whole way through. No map, but your memory and maybe a song passed down for generations gets you exactly where you need to go. None of this makes you primitive. It means you're paying attention to a world that's been talking to you, nonstop, your entire life. Now think about the day you're about to have right after this video ends. How many of those signals are still out there, all around you, right now, and how many of them does your phone just quietly handle without you ever noticing?